Hi, everybody, and welcome to this week's Herd Winter Racing. This week's course will be the Ven-Top 10 kilometers, which starts at the normal France Pens, heads, well, up Ven-Top, except rather than going all the way up to the top of that bald mountain, we're only getting to just beyond the little lakes about halfway up. For most of the riders, this will be about a 40-minute effort. Some of the top riders might be doing it in under 30, but here we go.
And they are off. The usual fast pace at the Pens.
Probably a little more under control this week than you would normally expect coming out of the Pens. It looks like 3 5s rather than 6 or 7.
Oh yeah, I forget we usually do that.
No.
Yeah.
The fast A's could still win this without having a draft right at the beginning.
That's also true, especially on a course like this where it's all going to come down to individual effort within first 500 meters.
Yeah, I mean, we're, like you said, we're 500 meters in. The climbing has already started.
And the big stretch begins.
So who are we all watching?
I'm currently watching Bobby Edwards, and we'll see how he does along the routes. Currently putting out 5s, pushing hard.
It's a pretty hard start.
Yeah, very fast.
I've got Alan Bray, who mid to high B rider, rode with him in the Mustangs and the ZRL last season. He's got good long sustained power, so this should be a good course for him. It looks like he's already kind of finding his pace and getting ready to just settle in.
Fantastic. Yes. How many of those?
Yeah, going at 5 watts a kilo now is maybe a bit hard when you've got 40 minutes to pull that group back.
Yeah.
Though this is the kind of flatter part, so I guess I kind of see the benefit, but he's also got a group behind that he could be using that draft from. Just, yeah, just sit with them and through this flatter part, and then maybe that effort there knocks off what he can do a bit for the rest of the climb.
Yeah, just even 30 seconds of pushing above your FTP takes a hard knock out of it.
Especially on this climb. What was it? It was in the Herd Club Championship where we did the full Ven-Top. And I remember right at the beginning, so I was racing it in the C's, and Nate Holm decided that he had a pace that he thought he could do for the whole climb. He got maybe 10 minutes ahead of me, and I caught him on the second half.
You got to pace yourself so nicely on this thing. So still seems to be quite a big chasing group. It's a group of 5 riders that have shot ahead, and then probably a good 10, 12, 10, 12 riders that are chasing in a little pack behind them.
And that's where Bobby is.
Bob is just at the back of that group.
Yeah, Alan's still trying to get onto this little pack here. Yeah, it looks and he's already been doing 6 watts a kilo for 5 minutes. So,
Yeah.
just a nice easy ride in the park today. Will likely be holding it for many of them.
That's big numbers.
Yeah, I would guess he can do 3-4, 3-5 for the climb. Yeah.
That'll be great. And I see Stuart is also around that area with them. Not too far ahead.
Yeah, he's just ahead in that
Alan
group with or just ahead of the group of Gary and others.
Yeah. So Bobby's just fallen a little bit behind that second group, sitting in 18th position at the moment. He's got one OTR rider just ahead of him who I can see is motivating him a bit. Doesn't want to let him go. Great. Uh, yeah. The moment you said his name, because I'm also from Zwift Power, keeping an eye on that as well. I started scrolling looking for the name, and you said he's not there. Ah, thanks. Okay. The hood riders are in full force tonight. There's quite a few. That's great to see them out. And I have to give one shout out now to an OTP rider, Chuck Hobble, who is riding again tonight. Oh, the only one out of the seven that is riding.
By out of the seven, maybe explain what you mean.
the, the seven loonies of last weekend. So out of the seven riders that did all seven bird races last weekend, Chuck was the only non-bird rider representing OTP. 80, yeah, OTR, sorry. OTP. Who's
No, he was
OTR.
ATP.
He's an ATP, yeah.
Was it ATP?
Yeah.
Okay. And so he is back again for some more bird winter racing punishment this weekend.
Yeah, I wonder how many he's gonna do this how many he's gonna do this weekend.
Did any of you check? I wonder if he's did the first one.
He did not.
Okay. Settling back to one. But it's good to see him riding.
So how did that go for you, Tatum?
You know what? It was actually great. Had a lot of fun. Races were a bit up and down. They were extremely hard. And,
What was the worst of them?
the 1 a.m. race is still a blur. I don't know if I was properly awake yet. And
So I got a couple questions on that. First, did Literanique have to wake you up, or did you wake her up?
No, I actually woke her up.
But the second one,
yeah,
because I was starting to get worried. Were your kids okay for all these races in the weekend?
They were fine. We made sure they were in the house, busy with shenanigans, but they knew what was lying ahead the weekend. They actually played the game really well. For two very young kiddies, they did very well.
Good stuff.
But I must admit, after that, the legs were game over. I was absolutely knackered after those 7 rides.
Are they back?
Not quite. Not
Yeah.
quite. It wasn't a great week on the bike after that. So that's why this weekend of resting a bit is actually with work in the way of riding has actually come as a little blessing. So taking a bit of a break, resting, and hopefully next weekend we can smash it.
Nice.
And how are you guys doing currently on the bike?
Yeah. So Alan had Guy DeBell, who Brent has been racing with, catch him up, but Alan has just kept on his pace, and he's put 3 seconds into Guy, and he's settling in, chasing Gary. I mean, this is, I think, how the climb is going to go. Just which of the people around you are you able to hold at a given time? It really looks like the whole climb is really blown up so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say this climb is really interesting because it's sort of interesting, just in how to take it, because there are enough spots where it gets a little flatter. Do you try to keep your speed up there, or do you take it easy there? You can kind of do both. I think trying to keep your speed a little level, maybe give a little dig at the start of where it levels off a little bit to get your speed up.
Yeah.
But I'd say probably taking a little bit of a break through that section is probably your best bet, and then going harder when it steepens up again. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I also find The place where you're going to lose the most time is lower watts at the higher inclines. So that's where you want to push your hardest. And you're not going to lose too much speed on the flats. So that's where if you want to take 10, 20 watts off, it'll be on the flatter sections.
Yeah, I mean, on this climb in particular, uh, honestly, this is more for the full climb. I just try and hold as close to the same power as I can.
Yeah. The steadier you can hold it, the better.
Yeah.
It's the surges that hurt you anyway, so if you can hold it steady, a little bit lower, but more steady, it's going to be more benefit to you, with the last 2-3 Ks to go.
This one takes long enough that I get into a rhythm of just every time I see one of the kilometer markers, I take 30 seconds out of the saddle and just like, okay, that's my little push, sit back down, wait another few minutes. It really just trying to find some way of breaking up the monotony.
Yes. Bobby is actually putting in a bit of effort at the moment. He took a break a couple of moments ago, and right now he's pushing high fours for actually the last 3-4 minutes, and he's doing really good, giving a good push right now. D?
So Bobby seems to be really trying to stay with those guys and stay in the draft.
Yeah, he's doing fantastic. He's actually dropped the OTR rider was behind him, and he's caught up to these two that he's with now. So solid, sustained effort at this stage.
Yeah, based on the Zwift Power Live, he is well on his way to a new 20-minute power PB.
That will be absolute great for him. I know. I think he is aiming to come and ride A at some point.
This might get him there.
Yes.
It's gonna be. If he stays anywhere close to what he's doing, I think he will get there.
Yeah, it says he's been doing 4.4 for for what, 16 and a half minutes at this point. So that should get you there.
Yeah, no,
that's a good push.
I think this ride will put him into A. Good on him.
Alan is also up near. He's at 3.8. His previous best 20 is 3.7. So he's also doing a big effort here.
Yeah, I thought he was on pretty good form lately. So really good on him. And you know, I'm all about test yourself, do the best you can, and don't worry about the category, or get the best category you can. I hold it as a badge, not a punishment, I guess.
Yes. And it pretty looks as if there's not really any groups anymore. There's maybe 2-3 riders that are together if you look all the way across the field, but stretched all the way out.
Yeah.
So now it's totally individual.
Towards the front, like ahead of. It looks like Bruce Bortoff is with another couple riders. It looks like there's a couple of groups of 3 or 4 ahead of him. But other than that, it looks like solos and pairs.
Bruce is having a
yard sale.
Yeah. Bruce is currently averaging around 4.7 for his ride. He is absolutely going for it.
Wow.
Some of these numbers are.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I was just about to say I don't know about the Zwift Power Live numbers. Sometimes they're a little wonky, but I mean, he's got to be close to that. If any of the numbers are even close to.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
actually the week that I would expect the Zwift Power Live numbers to be the closest to right because they're not really fluctuating. So it's just
Yeah.
taking
No, that's fair.
samples. So
Yeah. Noah Bolt still averaging 5.8. 20 minutes in.
he, he he's only got 2K to go.
Oh, man. That is very, very fast.
And it looks like Chris Yip is right with him, based on Zwift Power.
Yeah.
I might swap a camera up there.
Just to come and have a look and see how the finish goes. So Bobby has gained from where the field started stretching 3 positions with his continuous efforts. So very impressed the way he's approached this climb.
Alan looking pretty solid in 28th. Guy who was with him a kilometer or two ago is back at 22 seconds, and actually our other loony Chuck Hobble is now past Guy and is 15 seconds behind Alan.
Okay, so just doing a little clicking around here. It looks like Kay Yip, who's the riding in second with a Zwift check mark and a Canadian national team jersey. So
Wow.
I think that is somebody from the Canadian national team. So
Fantastic.
the jersey I would recognize.
Together?
So they're not together, but it looks like it's yeah, he's got Noah in sight, like 7 seconds right now.
Of what I could gather from Chris Yip is that he is part of the national team, the 2022 national UCI esports team.
So should be racing the Worlds in later this month, right?
Yes.
So he may be, yeah. Yep, he is.
Very cool.
Very cool. Yeah, so nice to see some attracting even more high quality riders. We've got lots, but that's impressive and good to see.
Yeah. We had last week in one of our races, we had one of the Premier Division from ZRL races coming. What's his name? No, Gold. Gould. That was his surname, but I can't remember his first name. Absolute machine.
And just to check back in,
yes,
it does look like Bobby is going to get that upgrade. We're at 22 minutes and he's still at 4.4.
Good for him.
Bobby is riding a super ride. Mid to high fours, and he's keeping it going, picking up the what's on the inclines. Brilliant ride by Bobby at this stage. And he's making progress into 2 or 3 riders ahead of him. I won't be surprised if he actually catches them before the end.
Alan has actually been putting some time into Gary ahead of him. It looks like Gary might have fallen off a bit. It's down to a 7-second gap. It had been up at like 15 seconds. I wouldn't be surprised if he reels him in.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
that looks like I think is that Cassandra Rush in Crush It ahead of Gary.
It is.
No, Alan looks strong. Yeah, he's still he's riding real well.
Yeah, he's just passed Gary, hasn't he?
No, they are. He's 6, 7 seconds behind, but he
Uh, uh,
is. He has been shutting that down pretty steadily.
So just checking back with Ange. So she's sitting 40th place and holding pretty good power. It looks like she's yeah, it looks like she might have bitten off a bit much at the beginning. I know she's sometimes got a tendency to be a little ambitious at the beginning of races.
hits it hard in the beginning.
I mean,
When we had the
I'm
we
bad
had
for
the
that too.
go
So
ahead.
I don't mean it as criticism.
Yeah, so we had the conversations with her a few weeks ago, and she said that she really does. Her goal is really all about getting the best 20-minute power she can, and if that sometimes means she blows up, that's fine.
Good to have a motivation and something pushing you.
And Alan has he's pulled it all the way back to 3 seconds on Gary.
Nope, just as they go by the train.
So Bobby has now broken down the lead to the riders ahead of him. Now 6 and 10 seconds respectively to two riders. So he's making up some more progress.
Uh,
He's gunning for 2 extra positions here.
don't look now, but looks like the front has finished. That's shockingly fast.
That is crazy. But yes, they have. I just tried to go back to catch the finish and missed it.
So in race 1, the winning time was a 28:46. Boardman was second, 29:03. Scorekeeper third, 29:35. Noah just did it in 25:41.
That is incredible.
And Yip was at 25:46. So those are some just stupid fast times.
That is screaming. And the two of them had a 2-minute lead, basically. So let's check in with Bruce. I think he's the highest placed herd rider right now, and he's in his last kilometer. Not that that's that close to the finish at 9-10%, but
could be 6 minutes.
Could be 6 minutes, but looks like he's sitting in 10th place right now, so that very solid finish.
Is Bruce 70 plus years old? Because that is incredible to put a ride like this and average 4 plus for 30 minutes plus.
So Bruce is actually always pretty good at for sustained power. Bruce's weakness is always he ends up with a gap because he doesn't surge very well. So climbing races are great for him. So I'm not really surprised to see him do really well in this race.
So Alan has he's putting together a great race as well. He has caught and passed Gary. He's at 3 seconds up. Just used a feather and is chasing down another rider ahead, who is at 2 seconds. So he's picking people off, and there's a decent chance he gets up to Cassandra Rush as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's pulled back, I think, 20 seconds on her since the last time we checked in on him. So that's very impressive.
Amazing. Bobby has pulled through to 13th position. So where the big climbing started, he was in 18th. Within the next 4 or 5 kilometers, he's gained 5 positions. So brilliant job by him.
So just switching over to Bruce, he's in his last 200 meters here now. So it looks like it's going to finish just a little after that left turn. Maybe.
Which even is still a very fast time if you look at the clock. It's only now at the 30-minute, not even
yeah,
at
he's
30
going to
minute
be
walk.
under 31 minutes, I think. So
That's very fast.
he's actually putting in a huge dig. He's going for 30 minutes. He's at 10 watts per kilogram. What did I just say about a surge, Bruce? Man, he must have heard me.
Did he get there?
I don't know if he got ninth place or not, but he put in a heck of a dig for it. So I think Bobby's coming up next. So he's about 400 meters out.
Yeah.
And still averaging 4.3.
Yeah, no, this is very impressive.
Big ride.
And as we say that, he picks up his watts. I think he can hear us.
I will
Great
say if
ride,
there's a
Bobby.
race where you can pay attention to the broadcast while you're racing, this is probably it.
Yeah. I think Ange actually does that.
Yeah, so checking back in on Anne, she's so it looks like she picked one rider off. So she's riding steady in the low to mid threes. So good job sitting in 39th. Switch back to Bobby as he's closing in on the finish line. Oh, it looks like somebody just went by him.
Yeah. Just got passed by someone doing 6 watts per kilogram. He's trying. He got near 5. But this is a big dig for the end.
Well, it
For the
looks like
finish.
he's got to put in
Highlights.
a dig because there's somebody behind him close putting in another going as well. But it
And
looks like he's
done
finished
it.
now.
Yeah, he did it. Well done, Bobby. Great try.
Alan has just crossed the approximately 9K in, so he's also got about a K to go. And is still, so Cassandra's at 13 seconds, so it's going to be close.
Yeah, it looks like she's picking it up, but
Yeah.
inside the last kilometer, it's going to be tough. But he's got over 10 seconds on Gary now.
Looks like Stuart Lynn's going to be the next herd rider to finish.
Brilliant. Also, a solid ride from Stuart. Goes.
Okay, so it looks like Ange is about a kilometer back from Alan. So let's switch back up to Alan. See that whatever building on the hill there with the left turn below it, just in the painful distance.
Yep, and this is the moment where you know, okay, I'm almost done, because you're it's basically after you get past this little lake that the climbing is finally done.
It does look pretty solid that this is the finishing order for Alan.
Yeah.
Great climb though.
Very good positioning for Alan. And he's decided to pick up the watts a bit yet towards the end as well.
Yeah, may as well. Last 500 meters, whatever you got left.
Empty the tank. Fantastic ride.
Just looking at the rider list there, it does look like a guy who was with Alan earlier in the climb must have blown himself up trying to stick with him because he's now a minute and a half down.
Yeah, you keep saying Guy, and I'm gonna have trouble with that. I'm always gonna think Guy.
I definitely thought that as well, and Brent corrected us.
Oh no, I'm aware.
Yeah.
Okay, last couple 100 meters for Alan.
Just stick it at 5 watts a kilo and get there.
Impressive.
Yeah, so it looks like he's going to finish about 12 seconds up on Gary.
And that looks like it is it. Maybe?
Yeah,
Yeah, there we go.
26th place for him.
Well done.
I'm gonna switch it back over to another of the Mad Mustangs from last season, Eric Sedgwick, and catch the end of his race.
Yeah, so he's got about 400 meters left. I'm just gonna check it back in with Ange for a second. So she's at 8.7. Kind of starting to fall off a little bit. It looks like as far as power goes, but still pushing hard. So back to Eric to what? Let's watch his finish as he's.
This could be interesting. So he's right. He's 3 or 4 seconds ahead of Guy, and just 1 second ahead, 1 or 2 seconds ahead of another rider and Macy. And they're all pushing. So it'll be interesting to see if he can hold this over the last couple 100 meters. Here comes Macy.
Just been passed.
Oh,
6. Oh, that's big words.
Eric's pushing hard too. I don't know if he's going to bring it back though. No, I don't think so.
But it does not matter for the Zwift Power results because Macy is not on Zwift Power.
Okay.
But still, finishing strong.
Great ride by Eric.
Well done. And we have Ange starting her final kilometer.
Holding her position. the gap between her and the head, just behind has stayed pretty much constant the last 4 or 5 minutes. So don't see that changing.
No, I don't think so.
Seems based on we know Ange can do. This has not been one where she's really gone all out.
I really have trouble
So
with
just
that.
looking back, the
What's that, Tatum?
sorry, lost you guys for a minute there. If you're looking back at everyone that's finished until now, until Alan around the 26th spot, everyone's done high threes, low fours, mid fours, high up, very high watts for this race.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the riders in Zwift Power. It does look like the course has scared off a lot of people. So there's there's definitely something to that. It's a smaller field than we normally get in this time slot, and very much skewed to the faster side.
Ange says that that she has gone all out, so you know.
Oh.
We knew she's listening.
Yeah.
You're doing great, Ange.
I'm gonna say if it's well, here's something that'll give her a little anger to finish hard with. Maybe she should take a rest day.
Let's see what happens to the watts.
Oh, there we go. No, there's definitely yeah. Rest days are good. So are easy days, but anyway, we're I think Sean and I are both believers in the 3 hard days a week, but that's kind of where you are, isn't it, Sean?
Oh yeah.
That's more than enough.
Yeah.
2 or 3. Long day on Sunday. And it does look like Ange has got some orange on that bike. Despite it not being a Tron, she's got the orange rocking.
Went for the full climbing setup.
And no socks.
No socks. Almost there. 150 meters to go.
This last section above 10% in the last 100 meters just must hurt.
It's a brutal little finish. Thanks, James.
Well, I gotta say, on this one, I don't think he went out and picked it. I think he just picked the distance he wanted, but man, did it ever work.
Yeah, it worked out.
Alan actually calling out a great idea. So rather than taking full-on rest days, just easy rides with the herd on Mondays and Wednesdays. And I know Alan's also doing big weekly miles.
Nice.
All right, great finish, Ange.
Good job, everybody.
That's it. Well done, Herd. Great riding.
Okay, so I think that is it for this week. I've got to say I'm lazy and I did not even look up what next week's course is, so We'll be skipping the preview of next week, but we'll be here and we'll show whatever it is.
That's it.
So thanks,
Fantastic.
everyone.
Listen, thanks, guys. Been great.
Yeah.